Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nur Ashur binti Isha and this is my individual reflective assignment for organizational behavior covering topic 1 to topic 5. In this presentation, I will share my personal reflections and how OB connects to my real life experience, personality, and motivation. For the first topic, organizational behavior is basically the study of how people behave in an organization, either individually or in groups. What I learned is that OB helps us understand why people act differently and how behavior can affect teamwork, communications, and performance. Personally, this topic made me realize that an organization is not only about rules and structure. It is actually driven by human behavior. By understanding OB, we can work better with others, reduce conflict, and improve our own performance. For the first topic, organizational behavior is basically the study of how people behave in an organization, either individually or in groups. What I learned is that OB helps us understand why people act differently and how behavior can affect teamwork, communications, and performance. Personally, this topic made me realize that an organization is not only about rules and structure. It is actually driven by human behavior. By understanding OB, we can work better with others, reduce conflict, and improve our own performance. For topic 2, I learned that attitude affects job satisfaction, performance, and relationship at work. From my own experience, I noticed that my attitude often changes based on the environment. When I work in a supportive and friendly group, I feel happy, motivated, and more willing to contribute ideas. As an ambivert, this kind of environment brings out my extrovert side and help me communicate better. However, in stressful or unorganized situations, I tend to become quieter and prefer to work alone. This shows how closely attitude and satisfaction are connected to the people around me and the overall work atmosphere. One of the most meaningful topics for me is topic 3, personality and values. After reflecting on myself, I discovered that I'm an ambivert, which means I have a balance of both introvert and extrovert traits. For example, I enjoy talking, connecting, and working with people, but at the same time, I need quiet moments to recharge my energy. I can adapt easily depending on the situation. If the environment is active, friendly, and full of interaction, I naturally become more talkative and engaged. However, when the environment is quiet, I feel comfortable working independently and focusing on my tasks. This flexibility helps me adjust to different groups and different work settings. My core values include responsibility, respect, honesty, kindness, and teamwork. These values guide how I interact with others and how I make decisions. They also influence my attitude in group assignments, such as being responsible with my tasks, communicating honestly with my teams, and treating everyone with respect. In my daily life, these values shapes the way I behave and helps me maintain positive relationship with the people around me. Understanding my personality and values help me know myself better and improve how I work with others. Topic 4 tells me that perception affects how we understand situations and how we make decisions. I admit that sometimes I judge situations or people too quickly. For example, during an event, I initially thought one of the team members was arrogant because he didn't talk too much and seems distant. However, when I worked together with him as an MC, I realized that my first impression was wrong. He was actually very friendly and supportive. In fact, he even helped me build my confidence when speaking in front of a crowd. This experience taught me not to rely on first impressions. Everyone has different personalities and ways of expressing themselves. Before making assumptions or decisions, it is important to observe, communicate, and understand the situation clearly. So this is how to create better teamwork and avoid misunderstandings. Topic 5 helped me understand what truly motivates feeling resilience. I realized that I am mostly intrinsically motivated, meaning I feel satisfied when I complete my work well, learn something new, or achieve my personal goals. However, I'm also extrinsically motivated by my family, my future career, grades, and personal achievements. Being an ambivert helped me balance both intrinsic and extrinsic drivers. I can motivate myself quietly and internally when working alone, but I also get energized and motivated by the people around me when working in groups. Understanding this dual motivation helps me stay focused, manage my time, and push myself even when things get difficult. The true power of this motivation shines through during tough time. This balanced profile gives me the necessary drive to tackle assignments that I initially believe are beyond my capabilities. When the work is complex and frustrating, my intrinsic motivation, which is the desire to learn something new and achieve a personal high standard, keeps me engaged in the process itself. Simultaneously, my extrinsic motivation, which is my family support and my future career goals, serve as the strong anchor, reminding me why I must preserve and deliver quality work. So this combination allows me to consistently prepare and successfully complete tasks that initially seems overwhelming, turning moments of doubt into personal achievements. In conclusion, these 5 topics help me understand myself better, how I think, how I work with others, and how I make decisions. Organizational behavior is not just theory, it actually helps explain real-life situations involving attitude, perceptions, personality, and motivations. By understanding OB, I can improve how I communicate, how I manage emotions, and how I work in teams. This will benefit me not only as a student but also in my future career. So, thank you for watching my presentation.